At this point, guys, it's almost too obvious what's going on in the stock market, right? It's so clear. Wall Street is trying to spook retail investors, and oh, by the way, it's working. Wall Street, the big boys, the institutions, whatever you want to call them, right? They're spooking retail to sell AI, to sell, the memory stocks, the chip stocks, the picks and shovels plays in the AI trade, and it couldn't be more obvious to me, guys. And this is what Wall Street does. They spook investors. They throw these false narratives out there. They use people like Michael Burry, for example, to spook retail. Oh, Michael Burry short Nvidia, Palantir, Micron. Oh, it must be the top, right? And by the way, Michael Burry, he's nailed what? Three predictions out of his last 1,000. You know what I mean? So they use people like Burry to spook the community, the retail investor community, and guess what they do? That causes retail, not all retail, but a lot of retail panics. They sell, they start freaking out, even though a lot of these stocks are still up massively year to date. And guess who's waiting to buy the stocks? This is the game here, guys. Guess who's waiting to buy the stocks when retail panics? It's Wall Street, the big boys, the hedge funds, the institutional money, and bank on it. Mark this video, guys. Stamp it. These stocks are going to run again eventually, whether it's tomorrow, next week, maybe early August. Stamp it, guys. A lot of these AI, memory, a lot of these picks and shovels, the optics plays, these are going to go nuts again. And I could be wrong. Maybe this is the top. Maybe, the bubble has popped. Maybe this is the dot-com bubble all over again, but I don't think that's the case. And that's another topic for another video, right? The dot-com comparison. I get that asked all the time. Stas, is this like 99? Is this like the dot-com bubble right now? It's not, because back in the dot-com bubble, right, guess what was happening? A lot of these companies did not make money. There was no revenue, no bottom line. They were just slapping .com at the end of their name, and most of these companies were fugazi, a bunch of BS, and they were going up and to the right like crazy. Market caps going through the roof, stocks were going nuts, and it was all built on nothing, right? That's why the .com bubble went bust. Most companies were a bunch of BS back then, but it's actually completely different now. All these companies that are crushing it right now, well, their products are legitimate, they're in demand, they're making a lot of money, top and bottom line, and the roadmap here for the next couple of years for these companies, although it's not guaranteed, but they're expected to make a ton more money. So these are actually fundamentally sound businesses nowadays, and that's why I don't think we're in a AI bubble like people think we are, and people think it's like the dot-com bubble. It's not. It's nothing like the dot-com bubble, guys. Because again, these companies are not fugazi. They're legitimate. They're making money. And, it's clear where we're headed. It's clear that we're not in the ninth inning of the AI trade. Maybe we're not in the first innings, anymore, but we're definitely in those middle innings. You know what I mean? And there's more to go. And I'm convinced that a lot of these AI plays, not all of them, some of them might have peaked. Who knows? But a lot of these strong, fundamentally sound companies, they're going to get bought up, whether it's next week, next month. You just have to have patience and don't play into their game. Don't let Wall Street trick you, guys. I mean, look, Micron, for example, and by the way, we called out this head and shoulders on Micron yesterday when it was at $900 plus. Now it's at $850. So I said yesterday Micron has more downside, and I'm saying it again now. Honestly, I think it might still have more downside. I think we could go to 700, 750, but don't let that spook you and make you sell, because when in doubt, zoom out. Year to date, we're still doing great. Fundamentals are still intact. you got to realize the game being played here. If Micron, it's already down, what, from highs, 32%. If it goes down another, what, 10, 15%, we're talking about a 40% correction. That is the best time to buy, right? Not panic sell, not, or at least hold, you know what I mean? Don't panic sell. This is where Wall Street is going to buy. I'm telling you, people were saying a couple weeks ago when Micron was at $1,200, $1,300, they were saying $2,000 is coming, and that's still possible. And people now, crickets. You hear crickets about $2,000 per share for Micron, even $1,500 a share. Nobody's talking about that anymore because everybody's freaking out. But the fundamentals have not changed. Nothing's changed except the stock price has come down. This should excite you. If you have patience, if you don't need your money tomorrow, the next week, if you have time to let your shares ride, this should excite you, And like I said, I don't know if it's time to buy Micron yet, but it's definitely time, or at least I don't know if it's time to buy a huge amount of Micron yet, but you can argue it's time to start scaling in, especially if we get this next gap to fill. If this thing goes down to 650, 700, 750, guys, oh man, I'm going to pile back in to Micron, and I expect a lot of big money is going to start moving into the name. And think about it, guys. This is one of the better scenarios that could be playing out. If we look at this from a positive perspective, right? Think about it. We're in the summer right now. Volumes are typically lower. Yeah, July typically is a good stock market month historically, but listen, typically in the summer, people are on vacation, volumes are lower, right? Stocks aren't going as crazy. This is actually a great opportunity to set yourself up for that fourth quarter push, for September, October, November, December. This could be a good buying opportunity. I think it is a good buying opportunity for that, fall, winter push into the end of the year. I think we're going to get a nice pop in the market heading into the end of the year, and that's what retail has to realize. People are freaking out now, like I said, but they're only looking at what's happened over the last couple days, couple weeks. But if you zoom out, relax, take a breather, make decisions now for the next couple of months and years, you're gonna view things from a much different perspective. And, you're most likely going to make money, in my opinion. There's a decent chance you make money if you buy, I'm not saying Micron in particular, but, a lot of these different stocks that have gotten hit. Lam Research has gotten nailed. It's down $130 a share from highs. GLW, which people are like, oh, Stas, this stock's crashing. You're an idiot for buying it. Okay, maybe I'm an idiot in the short term, which I'm fine with, but I think in a couple weeks, I think by September, I'll be looking a lot better. And stocks like GLW, other names that I'm starting to buy, you know what I mean? DRAM is one that a lot of people have been talking about. What's it called? A memory ETF. It hasn't been doing well, but guess what? It's down $30 a share, 35% from all-time highs. That is when you want to start buying. People were super excited to buy at $80, $75. Where are those people now? Why aren't you excited to buy now? If you were excited to buy a couple weeks ago, you should be ecstatic to buy here. What do you think? What do you think these big boys are doing, guys? What do you think the big money's doing? They're getting ready to buy these stocks. I'm telling you, they're not going out and buying, Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Walmart trading at, 50 times forward earnings. They're not doing that. They're waiting for these memory stocks to come down a little lower potentially, or other AI stocks, other tech stocks, and they're going to load up on those names, guys. I'm telling you, this is what is going to happen, and it's just me speaking from experience. I've seen this happen time and time again, even throughout these last couple of months in the AI trade. We get these spooky headlines, oh, Burry short, oh, Ray Dalio said this, oh, this guy said that, oh, Tom Lee said this, and people freak out. But you got to realize, in my opinion, it could be a conspiracy. I don't know. But the big boys, the hedge funds, big money, they use, I mean, this is not a conspiracy. This is real, in my opinion. They use media headlines, these big influential figures, to spook investors. And guess what? Retail starts selling, and it's who's buying the shares off retail? A lot of the time when these stocks get beaten up, it's big money buying the shares off retail. And when retail's bidding up these stocks to the moon and they're getting a little bit extreme, right? Like SanDisk at 2,400, Micron at 1,200. When retail's buying it up, buying those stocks all the way up, that's when hedge funds are actually selling. They're not selling at the peak, but when there's peak euphoria, that's when retail, they think, oh, they're buying it at the best deal when it's at all-time highs, but they're actually exit liquidity for these hedge funds. And it's a vicious cycle. Retail buys the top, buys near the top, not all retail. And that's where the hedge funds are selling. And then when retail is starting to panic because of the selling that's starting, guess what? They sell even more. They start selling, they panic sell, and when the stock gets to a point where it's a decent value again, the chart's cooled off, that's when big money starts to come back in. As retail is panic selling, they're panic selling to the big money that caused them to, it's the cycle, this freaking cycle that goes on and on and on. And once retail breaks out of that psychological prison, I would say, that's when they can start making more money, better decisions with a clear mind. And that's kind of where we are now. Not saying there's not more downside. I think there might be a little more downside, but we're getting to the point where I think it's a good time to start buying. I don't know about every stock out there, but when it comes to memory, when it comes to optics, when it comes to these picks and shovels plays, certain chip stocks that have gotten hit, I think it's time. I think it's time to start scaling into these and buying more and holding. Not panic selling. Don't freak out. The AI trade's intact. The bull market's intact. And that's where I'm at. Guys. I kind of rambled a little bit in this video, but this sell-off's just getting way too beaten up, way too overdone in my opinion. NBIS down, over $120 a share from highs, 42%. Corning is now down to 158. I mean, come on, man. This thing's down 45% from highs. Now's not the time to sell. If you're selling now, you're playing right into their game, and they're buying up the stocks. They're buying up the shares. You're panic selling. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Follow along for more. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. We didn't talk too much about individual stocks in this video, or the market for that matter, which the Russell's up, Dow's barely up, but the Qs are down, S&P's down. But it was more kind of a, psychology video, overall market type video, because I'm getting so many questions, guys. I have, I'm blessed enough to have, a bunch of followers throughout these platforms, and I'm getting comments all day. People panicking, freaking out, this, that. So I figured, let me make this video to kind of calm you guys down a little bit. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Again, subscribe. Join my Patreon if you want to keep up with how I'm trading in this environment, stocks I'm buying, investments I'm making, and if you want to be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to StockSurfast.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.